who are you beyond your success, beyond everything that you're leading and that you're moving with as in this life?
No, no problem. I'll give a brief background on myself. So I originally grew up in New York, but early at a young age, I traveled a lot. So I moved around from California to Idaho to New York, lived in Japan for a number of years. And then really when I graduated high school, I joined the Marines. So right after high school, I joined the Marines, and then I left the Marines, and then I thought I was going to be a cop, right? It was a natural route. But
Yes.
at the time, New York had a holding list on hiring. So I had to wait. I worked construction for a number of years.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the girl I was engaged to at the time was working at a bank. And she's like, "You should apply at the bank." And I'm like, "I don't have a finance degree." She's like, "Don't worry about it. You're just going to be on the phones transferring high credit card interest rates from one to another."
Right.
So I take the interview, and the lady in the interview gets to my bottom of my resume. She goes, "Oh, you're in the Marines." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "You know the 6 vice presidents here that are Marines." And at that point, I kind of just smiled, and I was like, "Okay." And by the time I got home, they called me. They're like, "You're hired." So I went into
Oh,
banking for a
wow.
number of years. This is in Wilmington, Delaware, and started performing better than people that had finance degrees. Got promoted, but after a while, banking got very stiff to me. It was almost like the military, very structured,
Wow.
very kind of like conservative. And I was like, I want to get into sales. So left banking, moved to Connecticut, and got a telemarketing job, just dialing for dollars, calling, making appointments. At the time, I had a recruiter who's like, "Hey, do you want to work for Oracle?"
Right.
And I was like, "Who's Oracle?" I had no clue who Oracle software company was. She's like, "Big software company." I was like, "All right." So I do the interview. I get hired in their inside sales job. And at that point is when things click. Like, I like this space. I was like, I like technology. I didn't realize it, was never really into it. But the more I started learning about it and getting involved with what Oracle was doing, I was like, okay. And then got into consulting services and consulting with education, user adoption of technology. And that's when I started going, all right, this is where I want to make my career. Didn't know how I was going to go about that. But as I got more advanced and more up in my career in sales, 2017, I was like, I'm bored, right? And I got into emerging technology, which was blockchain at the time. So when blockchain came around, I was all excited. I was like, this is great. What is this stuff? Learned about it, crypto side, but really the enterprise side was what interests me of this immutable ledger, and started building this ecosystem up in West Palm at the time.
Oh,
So I ran
wow.
like a blockchain meetup group in downtown West Palm. That's a lot of
And
different
I write it
people.
down, West Palm
Yeah,
Beach at that time.
right downtown, and it was just so new, and people were trying to learn what it was and get educated on it, and that's what we were doing. And I found like I like this.